it's Laura. Thank you for joining me here at Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness. Today we're going to stay on the floor. This is an entirely floor flow workout. So all you need is a mat, maybe some rolled up towels, blankets, extra cushioning to make yourself more comfortable in some of the different postures that we're going to explore today. So whenever you're ready, let's find whatever seat is comfortable for you. Again, using some cushioning here if you choose. And let's go ahead and just begin sitting tall, grounding through our sit bones. Let's go ahead and close our eyes, starting with a few deep breaths into our belly. Allowing our shoulders to relax. Let's go ahead and move into our three-part breath, inhaling belly, ribs, and heart. Exhaling heart, ribs, and belly. And just to remember to move within our own comfort level today. We'll have lots of different options, so taking the option that feels best for our body today. And we're going to go ahead and begin moving. Let's take our legs out in front of us, and we're going to inhale up, exhale, folding over our legs, and then we're going to inhale in and up, exhale, folding over. So moving with our own breath, inhaling in and up, exhaling over. And let's take this up wide. Inhale up, take the legs out, and we'll begin to move side to side. So this is just waking up our spine, warming us up for some deeper movements later. Let's go ahead and inhale both arms up. We're going to exhale, one hand in front, one behind. Inhaling up tall, and let's exhale, twist to the other side. Again, just moving with our own breath. And let's come back to the center, and we're going to make our way over to hands and knees. And just taking a moment to stack our joints. Let's start with a little cat and cow flow here to really get our whole spine into these movements. And let's come back to neutral, and we're going to move side to side, shoulder toward hip. Back and forth a few times. We're even going to take a gaze over so we can see our hip. Again, getting our whole spine in this movement. Coming back to neutral, let's inhale here, and we're going to exhale, spreading one arm under, tapping the shoulder. Let's inhale up, exhale, and tap. Let's take this to one more. Coming back to our hands and knees, turning our elbow creases forward, and let's just do a few little push-ups right here, warming up our upper body and arms. Let's press back to child's pose, where we're going to walk our hands forward. And let's do a couple of actual push-ups here. Inhaling forward. Let's exhale to lower down. Inhale, pushing up. Exhale, pressing back. Inhaling forward, exhale to lower. Inhale up, exhale back. One more of these. Taking it back to child's pose. Or if we're feeling it, let's come forward, tuck the toes, and find our downward facing dog. Now from either one of these, we're going to begin to inhale forward to a plank, exhale back. So remember that could be inhale forward and exhale back. Moving with our own breath. Now I'm just going to switch back and forth. You pick the option that feels best for you. Let's just do a couple more. And then finding the pose that we feel best in. Child's pose or downward dog. Let's go ahead and make our way back to our hands and knees. And we're going to slide one foot off the mat, lining up our other foot with that knee. So we've got hand, knee, foot. And we're going to come up to our gate pose. So making sure that this foot is firmly on the mat so that we don't slide. Reaching this hand to the ceiling, other hand just resting on our leg. And we're going to take this hand to the floor for our side angle pose, or kneeling side plank. Option to lift this foot up. And we're going to flow right here. Inhale, picking that bottom hand up, touch the ceiling. Exhale, bringing it back to the floor. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Still having that option to lift the foot if we choose. Now let's go ahead and take this to our kneeling side plank. Let's reach this hand down and back. We're going to lift our other foot up, bend the knee, and just hang out here, or see if maybe we can catch our foot. Let's release from here, taking this back to child's pose or downward dog. Let's make our way back to hands and knees, and we're going to take this to the other side. So sliding one foot off, that's lining the other foot up down the mat, finding our gate pose. And bringing it over to our side angle or kneeling side plank. Option to lift our leg. Now let's go ahead and flow here. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Remembering we can lift that foot in between if we choose. Moving side to side with our body. Working through our oblique muscles. One more. And let's come here, reaching this hand back. Maybe lifting this foot up and bending it. And maybe see if we can catch this foot. And let's release. Finding child's pose or downward facing dog. Let's take 5 deep breaths in whichever pose we choose. And let's take our arms overhead if we're in child's pose. We're going to inhale forward. Let's start with a kneeling plank. And we're going to exhale, hips and chest to the floor. Shrugging our shoulder blades to our hips. Let's inhale our chest forward and up. And exhale back to child's pose. We're going to do a few from child's pose here. Let's inhale forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. And exhale back. So we can continue to flow right there. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Or we can take this from downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, knees, hips, chest. Inhaling, chest up. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So 2 more, whichever way you want to do them. Remember, we're moving with our own breath. Taking back to our choice of child's pose, downward dog, or maybe sitting up, catching our breath. After doing a few rounds of those, that is a cardio workout. We should be breathing heavy, so some of us may prefer to sit up and take it here. Remember, we're always choosing what's best for our own bodies. Now let's go ahead and find child's pose. Let's go ahead and lift up, come around, and just find a comfortable, easy seat. If this is more comfortable for you, stay here. If it works, let's bring the soles of our feet together. And we're going to inhale up, exhale, find a twist. And let's inhale up tall again, exhale, twisting to the other side. Let's inhale up, exhale, and fold forward. So remembering that we have the option, we're going to move into a boat pose next. And we want to open up through the inner thighs. So we can do that here, or if our knees prefer, we can do this with straight legs. So we're actually going to lift up and bring our feet together, and we'll turn sideways. Let's keep our hips tilted forward, knees squeezing together. Let's lift one or both feet. If we're lifting both, we can hold on or let go, keeping the knees bent or straightening them out. As we come down, let's think about bringing the soles of the feet together, rolling forward. Let's try a little flow here, where we inhale, lifting up, bringing the knees together, one or both feet. Exhale, and come back down. So if you prefer to have the legs out wide for this part, we've got options. So we're going to do 3 breaths. Either we're going to lift and hold our boat for 3 breaths, and then come down and rest, or we're going to flow for those 3 breaths. So let's inhale, lift and hold. As we exhale, keep holding, or we're flowing. Inhale, exhale. If you're in that boat, hold on for 1 more breath. And let's all release forward, taking a few deep breaths. And let's lift up from here. Scoot forward so that we're going to be on our back, on our mat here, as we roll down. And just shake everything out for a moment. So let's bring our feet to the floor, hands by our side, and see if we can get our fingertips and heels to touch. We'll do just a little bridge flow here. Inhaling our hips up to the ceiling, exhaling back down. So let's think about lifting the hips and each vertebra at one time. Exhale, place each vertebra down one at a time. Breathing as deeply as we can. Should be able to find our 3-part breath here. One more. Let's come down, taking our legs out, arms overhead. Let's reach for the walls. And then we're going to hug our knees. Let's take our arms wide. We're going to squeeze our knees together. Inhale here. Let's exhale into a twist. We'll take a couple of breaths here. And on an exhale, let's lift up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower to the other side for 2 breaths. On an exhale, coming up. So let's take a couple of breaths right here, and we're going to take this to a flow where we inhale up at the center, exhale the knees to one side, inhale up tall or up again, exhale knees to the other side. We can do this with the feet on the floor, so I'll do the first couple here. Inhale, exhale, inhale up, exhale twist, inhale up, exhale the knees over, inhale up, exhale the knees over. So I'm just going to alternate between these variations so you can pick the one that feels best for you. Inhale, exhale. Let's do one more each side. Coming back to the center, let's extend our legs out long, hands overhead, push the walls away. Now let's release and just take a brief shavasana here. So we've done a lot of flow here, moving our spine in every direction that it can go, working all of our core muscles, including our transverse abdominis. So let's just allow ourselves to be still here for a moment. Noticing our breath. Noticing our heartbeat. These flowing moves, especially back bends and core work, do get our heart rate up a little bit, so we may feel our heart moving a little quicker than normal. We might even be breathing through our mouth at the moment. So just observe. Let's go ahead and lift our knees, walking our feet in. Let's shake everything out for a moment. Hugging our knees and rolling to one side. Let's take a couple of breaths right here. And then we'll use our top hand and push ourselves up. Let's come back to that seat that we started with. And just take a moment here to observe ourselves again, just breathing naturally, noticing what we're feeling. Let's bring hands to our heart. And I'm taking you for joining me today. Please leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And I will see you next time. Namaste.